Well, Bennett Kessler filed this following report. Department of Fish and Wildlife crews were examining and relocating bighorn sheep and studying deer in the eastern Sierra last week. Fish and Wildlife Public Information Officer Andrew Huggan said that more than 24 volunteers from around the state work closely with fish and wildlife biologists and regional staff to capture, evaluate, and relocate healthy bighorn sheep in the Sierra Nevada range. Huggan provided this report on sheep and deer activities. The sheep are part of a herd located north of Bishop that are being translocated to the western slope of the Sierra to expand the range of the federally listed species. The 11 animals moved will form the 10th individual small group created since the bighorn repopulation program began in the early 1990s. Now, the federal government has said that once 13 groups are formed and sustained, the Sierra Nevada bighorn will become a candidate for delisting as an endangered species. Fish and wildlife biologists estimate that it will be at least another 3 years before the sheep population reproduces enough lambs for biologists to continue the repopulation effort and create the 13 groups. CDFW biologists, staff, and volunteers also worked together last Thursday to collect, evaluate, tag, and return California mule deer to their home ranges near Bishop. Mule deer are abundant in the eastern Sierra, and scientists have long sought an accurate way to estimate their population and general health. Now, last week marked the beginning of a 5-year study that will involve capturing dozens of deer from 3 different established herds, bringing them to a base camp where they will be given a full veterinary evaluation. Measurements, blood, and DNA samples will be taken, and then returning them to the range. Processing an animal from start to finish takes less than an hour. Now, each animal is outfitted with a brightly colored UHF tracking collar that will send location data to CDFW. This will allow staff to monitor movements of the animals and the herd as a whole over time. Well, Bennett Kessler also filed this story. While Inyo people try to keep the main needs of life going, jobs, food, cars, houses, state government laws and local decisions seem to mean less service at a higher cost. Right now, the Inyo supervisors have plans to once more make changes at Inyo County landfills. Deputy County Administrator Pam Hennerty said the Cal Recycle Division of state government notified Inyo that the county is under review for not enough, quote, diversion of waste, end quote, which means recycling. Now, in a year's review, Inyo has to make improvements or eventually face big fines like $10,000 per day. Now, in response to the state review, Hennerty said the county wants to separate green waste and hopes the county's 2 haulers will offer the option of a green waste can. Hennerty said the Board of Supervisors did approve requiring haulers to offer a smaller can for less money. That would mean reduced waste to landfills. The county has raised rates for bringing cut-up tires to the dump. Gate fees that used to include construction materials and yard waste in one truck will go up from $14 per yard to $50. If the materials are separated, there will be no cost increase. Now, Hennerty said the county wants customers to drive to the various locations at the landfill and separate types of waste. If they don't, the rates will be higher. Now, the $5 gate fees used to cover 3 cubic yards of trash. Under new regulations, the fee will cover 1 cubic yard or 5 32-gallon cans compared to the previous 15 32-gallon cans. Gatekeepers will also ask where trash came from and will start to go to actual trash piles to see if customers are disposing of materials properly. Now, under the supervisor's proposals, dumps will remain open fewer days. Bishop would go from 7 to 5 days per week. Big Pine and Independence would be reduced to 2 days per week. Lone Pine 3 days per week, and the county would eliminate the roll-off bin for Olancha and Keeler. Hennerty said this schedule would save the county more than $250,000 per year. Now, while other county services do not run on a cost/income basis, the county wants to run the dumps this way. Hennerty also said officials looked at the smaller dumps as 15 miles from another dump, which will allow the use of a second landfill if needed. Hennerty believes people in the towns will adapt to the changes, which will take effect around May 1st. The county will hold more information meetings before then. And in Mono County, the Sierra Conservation Project and the town of Mammoth Lakes pleased to announce the expansion of the current condominium, commercial, and recreational area recycling programs in the town of Mammoth Lakes. Now, said Peter Bernasconi, acting Public Works Director for the town of Mammoth Lakes, quote, "This long-standing and successful partnership between the Sierra Conservation Project and the town enabled us to submit and receive a substantial $108,000 Department of Resources Recycling and Recovery," and that's for Cal Recycle, beverage container recycling program grant to expand successful recycling programs within the community that benefits our residents, visitors, and wildlife, end quote. The Sierra Conservation Project is working in partnership with the town of Mammoth Lakes and Cal Recycle to provide an additional 30 bear-proof containers to the remaining condominium complexes in town that currently don't have a recycling program in place. Now, in addition, Cal Recycle grant funds will enable SCP to upgrade all commercial bear-proof containers at restaurants, bars, and other business locations in town, including the enhancement and placement of recycling infrastructure in the Lakes Basin and at key locations in Mammoth Lakes, such as Whitmore Recreation Area and Shady Rest Park. If you would like some more information on the condominium and business recycling program, you can contact the Sierra Conservation Project, and that phone number is 760-914-0115. Well, the Mono County Narcotics Enforcement Team, MONET, has made 3 arrests recently. According to a press release with the assistance of the Mono County Sheriff's Office and investigators from the Mono County District Attorney's Office, they included a narcotics investigation near Lower Rock Creek Road last Monday about 4 p.m. According to that press release, law enforcement personnel were following a lead regarding a methamphetamine distributor in Mono and Inyo counties. Now, with information of a pending narcotics sale, MONET agents met with Bishop residents David Hale, age 30, and Timothy Brooks, age 22. That was at the parking area of the Paradise Lodge trailhead near Lower Rock Creek Road. Hale and Brooks were detained on scene. Press release states that after several alerts inside the vehicle by narcotics detection Canine Terra indicating the presence of narcotics, a physical search of the vehicle discovered and recovered an ounce of methamphetamine and a glass smoking pipe that was hidden in a wash mitten used in car detailing. Hale and Brooks were placed under arrest and transported to the Mono County Jail in Bridgeport without incident. They were arrested on a variety of charges, including transportation of a controlled substance for sale. Also, MONET, with the assistance of the Mammoth Lakes Police Department, concluded a narcotics warrant investigation in the town of Mammoth Lakes. Press release states that in recent weeks, as part of a narcotics warrant investigation, MONET agents, along with the MLPD, concluded a warrant arrest at a residence in Mammoth Lakes. MLPD officers made contact with Dustin Coates, age 27, inside his residence in Mammoth Lakes. Now, according to the press release, Coates was openly smoking marijuana in the presence of his 2-year-old son and officers as they made contact. It was explained to Coates that he had a warrant out for his arrest for the purchase and sales of prescription narcotics, was arrested by Mammoth Lakes Police Department officers and transported to the MLPD without incident. Now, MONET agents met Coates at the MLPD for further questioning, and Coates stated that he had purchased prescription narcotics and turned around and sold them on several different occasions, according to that press release. Coates also stated that even though it was stupid, he had taken his 2-year-old son with him during the prescription narcotic sales transactions. Coates was arrested on a variety of charges, including transportation of a narcotic controlled substance for sale and willful cruelty to a child. Now, all the charges and the arrests are pending with the Mono County District Attorney's Office, and you can see more on these stories and several comments on our website, sierrawave.net. We'll be back with a weather report.